Today I'm going to be talking about how to make a hipster classic, the Chemex pour-over. Using a kitchen scale, measure out whole beans for grinding. I'm using a 16:1 ratio, which means I'm using 30 grams of beans in order to make 480 grams of coffee. Now for this next part, you can use any grinder you have on hand to grind the beans. I'm using the Barista Encore grinder. I definitely recommend burr grinders like the Barista because of the even and consistent grind they give. After you've ground your beans, take some boiled water off the stove and set it aside. While your water is set aside, go ahead and place your filter in the Chemex. With your filter in place, take the hot water from the kettle and wet your filter. This removes the papery taste and warms the Chemex up. After you've let the water drain through, go ahead and pour the excess in the sink. Once you've poured the water out, you can take the freshly ground coffee and place it in the Chemex. I like to burrow a little hole in the middle of the grounds for the water, but this part doesn't really matter that much. From there I tar the scale, which basically means I just push the button to make it read 0. Now this first pour is called the bloom, and I usually put about twice as much water as grounds in. Now you're going to want to let that coffee bloom for 30 to 45 seconds. After the bloom, you can go ahead and slowly pour more water into the grounds until you reach your desired amount. I'm not super exact with this, but I usually stop around 300 grams and let the water drop before I finish the pour at 480 grams. From there, it's just a matter of letting the coffee brew. I find that this amount of coffee is good for a couple of small cups that my wife and I can share. I'm not gonna lie, this method tastes delicious, but is mostly reserved for weekends. Slow mornings don't usually happen during the week. So if you don't want to be overly pretentious with your coffee prep, you can make coffee like I usually do every morning.